Viewers, this is Sentai Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you a new podcast in my segment called the Super Sentai Review. And like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try to do my best not to breathe too hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain adult language if you're under 18. If you're over 18, that means you're going to watch this audio podcast recording. Anyway, before I get into the latest episode of Ryusoulger, I like to say sorry for the late review. I had stuff to do, so basically, I'm sorry for the late review of the Super Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. Sorry for the late review on this latest episode of Ryusoulger. I had stuff to do still, so basically I'm sorry for the late review on the latest episode of Ryusoulger. So basically, let's get into the latest episode of Ryusoulger. So episode 20. So basically, this episode starts off with we see Creon knocking out a painter, and so basically we see Creon knocking out a human painter, and he is about to use his slime to make a monitor monster from the painter's negative emotions. But some of his slime got over the painter's sketchbook, and all of a sudden that paint book became the monitor monster. So basically, Creon was knocked out the painter guy. He was about to use his slime to make a monitor monster from the painter guy's negative emotions. Instead, his slime got on the painter's sketch pad, and technically it came a monster monster, but it didn't have any monsters on. It's still named a sketchbook. But turns out the sketchbook, so Creon took the sketch back to Walt, and and turns out Creon, whatever is drawn into the sketchbook is made real. So basically, Walt is kind of impressed about Creon's fruit being a good advantage for them to take down the Ryusoulgers. Meanwhile, somewhere else, we see Melt was holding a training session with Cole, Ashura, and Tora in a tight back alley corner. Now, so basically, everything was going okay until Melt told Tora to stop. Now, the reason, so basically, Melt told him that the reason for this, why we fighting this tight back alley corner in the first place, is to face your opponent head on, to face your opponent head on, in tight spaces like this. The whole point is not to use your speed, but Tora being cocky, speed is everything. Speed is everything if you want to win. And so basically, Melt say, "All right, I'll prove that you're wrong about that." So anyway, so basically, Melt and Tora morphed up and start to do each other. So basically, it seems like Tora's speed had the upper hand. It seems like Tora had the upper hand against Melt because Tora kept on using his speed to get the advantage against Melt, but Melt used Tora's speed against him and forced him into a corner. Therefore, he couldn't run or use his speed anymore. So basically, Melt says, "You see my point? All you do is use your speed." So basically, all you do is think of your speed is a good is a good asset, but don't always depend on your speed. Use your mind. So basically, that was like, even though I screwed you, but I did screw you, but you need to use your mind more when you fight. So basically, don't always depend on your speed. So basically, Taro just left all upset and whatnot, and left the training session and went to go hook up with his brother. So basically, so basically, Taro caught up with his brother, Bam, and Bam was like, how did the training section go with Met with others? So basically, Taro said that, Met was being a pretty dick that, I should not rely on my speed, and I should use my mind more in the fight. So basically, it is, and Bam's always and that's over. Like maybe Mutt was right. You do not always you do always depend on your speed and your speed wheel so too much. So basically, like maybe you should Mutt does have a point. So basically, you should use your mind more when you fight these dreadnought forces and these Minotaur monsters. So basically, Taro was like, maybe, thinking that, maybe I should. So anyway, so basically, Taro Bear came across this boy who was looking to his older brother, who was the painter that Cleon knocked out earlier. So basically, looks like Cleon had took the painter hostage. So basically, the boy is the brother of the painter that Cleon knocked out and tried to make a Minotaur monster from. So anyway, basically they noticed that there was some green slime near the area where he disappeared. So basically, Bam and Taro made the plan to find the boy's brother and bring him back safe. So anyway, using the small wheel cell, they managed to track down where Cleon had the boy's painter brother captured at. So basically, everything was going fine. So basically, everything was going fine until a bunch of foot soldiers showed up and started to attack them. So but Bam and Taro morphed up and they took down the foot soldiers very easily. So basically, they managed to find the painter, but turns out it was a big trap. So basically, by using the sketchbook that Cleon turned into a Minotaur monster, they managed to. So basically, Cleon managed to trap Bam, but lucky to Taro that he managed to dodge the cage before he got him, but Bam and the painter got stuck in the cage and they disappeared. So basically, when Bam went to go see the others, Osler, Cole, and Mel got caught in cages drawn by the sketchbook that Cleon turned into a Minotaur monster. So basically, the power of the sketchbook allowed Cleon and Watts to track Osler, Cole, Melt in cages, and therefore they was teleported to their little secret hideout, and whatnot. So anyway, So anyway, they all were trapped in cages and whatnot, without their morphers and whatnot. So basically, while the weapons or the morphers and whatnot. So basically, like, pretty much the only resources that hasn't been casted, the only resources that hasn't been casted yet is Tora and Canal. So basically, when Tora went to Ree's father's lab, have you seen the others? Have you seen Oscar melt Cole and Cole? Like, we thought with you. So basically, Ree's father and Ree herself said that we thought they was with you training. So basically, and that's when Tora realized that maybe. Somehow that Cleon Wars had captured the others. So basically he went to go figure out. So basically he went to go find Canal, and and turns out that Roach was So Tora went to go find Canal, but he bumped into Roach, and Roach once again tried to use the sketchbook to try to track Tora and Cage, but once again Tora was too fast for the cage, to be trapped in the cage. So basically, and Roach let Tora got away for a good reason. So basically, Tora managed to found Canal outside some bathhouse where he's trying to get a woman to be his wife, who is an artist. So anyway, so basically, Roach showed up and told Tora that Gates for leading to Ryusoulger Gold. So basically, before it did even more, Roach managed to use the sketchbook to track Canal in the cage, so basically, Canal got trapped in the cage, and the cage with Canal disappeared. So basically, Roach told him this sketchbook is a Minotaur monster. So basically, whatever I draw in it comes real. So basically, I'm going to use the sketchbook to try to trap you. But Tora managed to get away using his speed and the power of the speed Ryusoulger. So basically, Tora was like, so basically after he got away from Roach, Tora was trying to. Was kind of bummed that why is my speed is not helping save the others, and that's when the evil armor that's when Gorse the armor Ryusoulger Knight showed up and said that I heard about your brother and the others being trapped by Roach, so basically I came to help you out. So basically that's when Gorse started to attack Tora, and Tora morphed up, and Tora was about to use his speed Ryusoulger, but before Tora activated his speed Ryusoulger, Gorse managed to knock the Ryusoulger out of his hands up, and Gorse said, "That's your problem right there. You rely on your speed instead of using your mind to beat your enemy." So basically, and that's when Gorse decided that decided to leave, and after Gorse gave Tora the same device that Bam and Melt was telling him that you're using your speed too much instead of using your mind to beat your enemy. So basically, and that's when Gorse decided to break off his tap and left. So basically, and that's when Tora realized that that my brother Mel and even Gorse the armor Ryusoulger Knight was right. I need to use my mind more instead of my speed. So basically, things got bad. Turns out, even though the sketchbook is a Minotaur monster, was created by even though Creon accidentally made the sketchbook, I'm sorry, I was talking about. Anyway, even though Creon accidentally made the sketchbook into a Minotaur monster, but it turns out the sketchbook Minotaur monster was still feeding off the painter since the sketchbook does belong to the painter, it does kind of make sense for the sketchbook Minotaur monster to feed off the painter, because the sketchbook belonged to the painter, so therefore it kept on feeding off the painter, and the sketchbook got too big for what she used instead. So basically, before the sketchbook came too big, Watch make a giant, use the sketchbook to make a giant monster version of himself. That way he can still use the sketchbook and whatnot. So basically, Toro tried his best to try to destroy the giant sketchbook monster, but his efforts was in vain. So basically, Toro tried to destroy the giant sketchbook, monster monster, but the giant-sized version of stopped Toro from doing so, and so basically Toro ended up being captured just like the others. But turns out before Toro turns out that Toro had a key for the cages. Turns out that Toro, when Toro was attacking the giant sketchbook, he managed to draw keys to free them, him and the others from their cages. So basically, by using his mind, he managed to help the others get free, and therefore they went to do battle with the giant-sized watch, the giant monster version of Watch, and destroyed the monster and the giant monster of Watch, and the day was saved. So basically Toro used his mind and helped the others escape by using the sketchbook powers to help them to escape by making keys and shit like that. So anyway, after the others got free from the cases, so basically they summoned the Zords and destroyed the giant monster-sized version of Watch and the monster sketchbook monster. So basically, while the Real Watch watched when the Wolf all disappointed and shit like that. So basically, the Real Watch watched the Ryusoulger destroy the giant version of him that he made from the sketchbook monster monster, and watched the sketchbook got destroyed as well. So basically, Toro returned the painter to his little brother. Everything the same. Now everything was good. So basically, Ashura, Melt, and Cole went back to Nobu's lab and had teriyaki with Nobu and Wee, and while Bam and Toro took the painter back to his little brother, Toro said, I bumped into that Armor Knight Gort. So basically, he's the one who helped me out. So basically, Bam said, so you bumped into Gort? So basically, Toro said, you know Gort? Yes. Yes, I do. So basically, who is he? Cause he kind of remind me of somebody, and Toro just stared Bam, and Bam just stared Toro, and this is how the episode ended with with Toa asking, do you know who Gortz is? Because he kind of reminds me of somebody like a master. And then just stare at Toa like, and after Toa asked him that, Gortz kind of remind me of a master. So basically, like, of our master. So basically, one of our masters. So basically, like, and Dad was like, was staring at Toa when he said that. Gortz, the Ryusoulger Armor Knight, kind of reminds me of one of our masters. So basically, like, and the episode ended with Bam and Toa just staring at each other without saying nothing. This is how the episode ended, with Bam and Toa staring at each other, and this is how the episode ended. So anyway, this episode brings up a good. This episode was pretty good. So basically, this episode gave us a good question that Gortz, the Ryusoulger Armor Knight, might be Bam or Toa's master. Might be Toa or Bam's master. But I'm hoping that we will get an answer for that in the next episode of Ryusoulger. So anyway, this episode was pretty good. So anyway, once again, I'm sorry for the late review. So anyway, like always, it's Sentai Michael from Screen Review. Sign off. 1.